Good morning, sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast on the Athletic Network. It's Tuesday, October 24th, 2023. Happy NBA Day to everyone out there. I'm J.E. Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and to my left, it's the bearded one, my top shot hot boy, Trey Kirby.
Heyo!
Heyo! And over yonder, the man making the magic happen, super producer JD.
Hello.
There he is. Here we are. Shout out to the stream team joining us live right now on YouTube. Smash that like button and subscribe. All you podcast listeners, leave your boys a 5-star rating and review. Look at this guy, TK, with the NBA jacket and the tallest hat I've ever seen on a man. Holy, look at the height on that hat.
Everything's bigger in Texas, including tall hats.
Wow, you got a power look here today. I feel like you're going to call a blocking charge on me or something. I don't know.
Yeah, referee from the neck down and baseball manager from the neck up.
Yes, congrats to
I couldn't find
Rangers.
just a Western Conference jacket, though.
No?
Only half the league is starting today.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry to the Eastern Conference, not part of the NBA.
Yeah, the East gets going on Wednesday night. Well, yes, 2 games on tonight. Very excited. Real NBA basketball is back. And we're actually going to have a pregame stream on playback. I'll make sure to add that to the YouTube notes. Sorry, I forgot to do that before the show. But yeah, we're going to jump on around 6:30 p.m. Eastern. TK and myself and you joining us to get ready for the first game of the doubleheader tonight, Lakers and Nuggets. So we'll go for an hour before the action starts. Again, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. And then on Wednesday night, we also have plans to do some actual watching of basketball on playback, but we'll get to that tomorrow. On today's pod, we're going to rank the worst NBA City Edition jerseys. We're going to try. It's going to be tough to pick the worst.
Tied for 30th.
I can't wait. Trey has a slamming tweet of the night. Can't wait for that. And we got a whole lot more. But first, let's play some true or false. All right, on the eve of the NBA season, Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks agreed on a 3-year, $186 million contract extension. The deal includes a player option for the 27-28 season. But true or false, Trey? Giannis and the Bucks agreeing to this big contract extension now on the eve of the NBA season is shocking. True or false?
I think it's true. A minor shock, though. Like, you ever try licking the top of a 9-volt battery?
Yeah, I have actually.
Right? It's just like a tiny little shock.
Yeah.
And that's what this is, because Giannis lied to us. He said, a lot of money isn't important, but a lot of effing money is very important. That's why I'm signing next summer. Mm-hmm. That's what everybody else told us, too. Bobby Marks, chief among them, explaining how Giannis would be able to cash in even bigger next summer. Mm-hmm. So it seemed like he would wait for the bigger payday. But apparently by signing this extension now, he can sign 2 more extensions with the Bucks further down the line. So 3 paydays also is a good way to get a lot of effing money. And $186 million, that's a good start as well. So I'm not shocked Giannis is back. Once the Bucks made the move for Dame Lillard, it felt very similar to when the Bucks made the move for Drew Holiday the last time Giannis was up for an extension. He obviously liked what they were doing. He obviously feels like the Bucks championship window continues to be open. He's basically locked in for 4 years now with Damian Lillard. Lillard has a player option for the 26-27 season that Giannis's contract extends through, but you just got to tip your gigantic hat to John Horst. What a clutch GM. His superstar that they found in the middle of the draft has come up for extension twice. He's made a little bit of noise about saying, I want to win a championship and I want to do it here in Milwaukee. Brought in the players that made Giannis want to sign the deal. So now they go into the season with none of this pressure over their heads. Great stuff from the Bucks and awesome for Giannis.
A minor shock, I think that's a great way to put it. Because you're right, Giannis told the New York Times, our New York Times, that it would not make financial sense for him to sign an extension until the offseason. He reiterated that at Media Day in an interview. So we just thought, okay, yeah. Oh, makes sense. He will sign it come the summer. But no, he gets it done now. Yeah, shout out to John Horst and the Bucks organization for locking this up. I mean, it does remove sort of a question mark that could potentially have hung over a Bucks season. Let's say with a slow start or an injury to one of their guys. Then it's all like, oh, what's Giannis going to do? Is he happy with Dame there? Is he happy with this direction of the franchise? Well, that's not really an issue now. Let's break down his current contract structure. Giannis this season makes $45.6 million. In 24-25, it'll be 48.8. Now in 25-26, he will make $57.6 million. That replaces the $51.5 million player option that he did have. In 26-27, it's $62 million plus, and then in 27-28, it's just shy of $67 million. But that one is a player option, and you said it, Trey. This contract extension might be setting up for the next contract extension or deal. These guys, they're slick with it. They're always looking like a contract to her head now. And when you're at the level of a Giannis, you can afford to do that.
Yeah, definitely superstar summer for Giannis Antetokounmpo, flexing his muscles in the media, getting his team to make a move. You heard John Horst say it was a little bit above not at all the comments that Giannis made about needing somebody alongside him trying to win a championship. So certainly that factored into their mind. And great stuff for the Bucks. Now all they got to do is win some championships. Because guess what? A lot of players sign extensions and then leave. One of them is on Giannis's team right now.
That is a good point. Just because he's signed the contract extension does not mean that 100% he is there for life.
Yeah.
He's talked about wanting to be in Milwaukee, but he's also talked a ton about, like, I want to win championships. And if it goes poorly, or he doesn't like the direction of the team, or maybe their age, comes back to bite him in the ass. I'm, specifically talking about Middleton and Brook and maybe even Lillard. Then maybe, who knows? Mm-hmm. He then says, once again, he either says, hey, get me some more help, or I'm going to go to another team. But yeah, for right now, Bucks fans, just ecstatic. You got Damian Lillard this offseason, and then you just locked up Giannis here on the night before the season tipped. That's incredible.
yeah, exactly. The Bucks didn't do a ton other than those moves, but those are pretty sweet moves, and now you just got to see what it looks like out on the court. Can't wait.
All right, so Giannis is off the, hypothetical, trade target table for some of these teams, because there probably were some squads saying, oh, man, he hasn't signed an extension yet. Maybe we can go and get him. Well, not looking likely, but don't worry. There's Joel Embiid, because according to the Philadelphia Inquirer's Keith Pompey, the Knicks are willing to offer a package that includes 3 key players with Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, Evan Fournier, and Mitchell Robinson all available in exchange for Joel Embiid. A trio from that group paired with 2 or 3 first-round picks. Again, this is coming from Keith Pompey. So true or false? The Knicks have an enticing trade package for landing MVP Embiid.
Maybe it's true, but I'm going false because this is not it. This is not an enticing trade package. For the 76ers, this is the kind of package that Daryl Morey would love to get in return for James Harden. The guy's holding out for multiple picks in the first round and a quality player in Terrence Mann, and that's for a guy on the last year of his contract at 34 years of age, not a reigning MVP. Mm-hmm. So, of course, the Knicks are willing to part with these players. Julius Randle, he's a really good regular season player, has struggled in the playoffs for the Knicks. RJ Barrett, it's up to you. In your opinion, he had a nice FIBA World Cup. His progress seems to have stalled a little bit in the NBA, but he's still young enough that you can convince yourself if you're into that kind of player. I don't know if Daryl Morey would be. Mitchell Robinson, he's a nice starting center. And then Evan Fournier is just salary filler. But it would all be about the picks that the Sixers would be getting back from the Knicks. And I don't know how exciting those picks would be. The Knicks would probably want to include their Dallas first-round pick that they have. That's top 10 protected until 2025. Then it turns into second-rounders. They also have a Detroit pick. That's top 18 protected, going down to top 9 protections into 2027. They also have a Wizards pick. Top 12 protected goes down to top 8 protected in 2027. Those could all end up being second-round picks. You would be excited about maybe getting some Knicks picks further down the line, late 28, 2030. I'm starting to see 2031 show up in these. It looks ridiculous when you see it, but those ones could be interesting because by then you have to figure Embiid is at the tail end of his career. But if you're trading Embiid to the Knicks, their picks are going to be at the end of the first round. So I don't think this is a rebuilding type beat that the Sixers will be getting back. And if you're moving Joel Embiid, that is exactly what you want. So I don't think this is a deal that the Sixers will be interested in at all.
How about the Timberwolves for Karl Anthony Towns? Are we maybe a little closer with this type of deal? It really depends on RJ Barrett. When I look at this package, like Julius Randle, you're right, more of a regular season player, but an all-NBA regular season player, an all-star. Fournier, okay, that's shooting. He's a vet. That's sort of nothing. And then Mitchell Robinson, I think he's actually, was a huge part of the Knicks' success. I always talked about it last year. When the guy plays, they're actually pretty good. And then it's the picks, of course, but it's RJ Barrett. It's like, can this guy really turn into an all-star level player? Or is he just going to be sort of a frustrating, sort of low efficiency player? He's still young enough. I still have hope that he turns into a better player. But yeah, you would have to convince yourself that RJ Barrett is like a future all-star, a guy that can easily be the second banana on a really good team. If you don't think that, and a lot of people don't, then you're like, oh, this is not all that sexy, especially when you went through the picks. And it would be more than that anyway for Embiid, especially playing with Morey here. Just interesting the timing of this coming from Pompey. Like, I think late last night, maybe early this morning, it was in an article about Harden. I think the idea being, well, holy crap, Harden, is he going to play or not? Probably not. And what impact that has on Embiid, which we've talked about for weeks, it feels like now. So let's start thinking ahead. What will these trade packages potentially look like? But sounds like you don't think this is the one.
This is not the one, but I think it's interesting that we are starting to see Embiid trade packages.
Yeah.
The first night or the first morning of the regular season, we will see a lot more Joel Embiid trade packages as the season goes on, and they will probably beat this one.
Okay. All right, next one here. This comes by way of Zach Harper at The Athletic. He does his power rankings every week. They got a new nice update this season. Ooh, it looks slick, that power rankings.
Nice modules.
Good work over there, team. But I bring this up because in Zach Harper's power rankings at The Athletic, go to theathletic.com/nodunks, get yourself a subscription. He does the tiers. And he has right now, as we get ready for tip-off of this season, he has 6 teams in the contenders tier. He's got the Nuggets, the Bucks, the Celtics, the Lakers, the Warriors, and the Suns. True or false? There are 6 legit NBA title contenders heading into this season.
I feel like this is a standardized test question that's trying to trip me up because it's true and false at the same time.
Go on.
There are 7 legit title contenders.
Ugh.
So false. But that does also mean that there are 6.
Okay.
So true.
Who's the 7th team? The Miami Heat?
The Miami Heat, of course. Okay. And actually, if you want to break it down, I think there are 5 legit title contenders and then 2 that you have to give respect to. I'm totally in on the Nuggets, the Bucks, the Celtics, the Lakers, and the Suns as title contenders. Okay. Those, to me, coming into the preseason, coming into the NBA season, the 5 best teams. But the Heat have made it to the NBA Finals twice in the past 4 years. We're a shot away the other year. It feels like they would come up short against most of these teams. But who knows how healthy those teams are. And if you can keep getting to the finals, I got to give you some respect. That's similar to the Warriors, too. I feel like they are rapidly aging. They're just getting older and older. Chris Paul is now an important part of their team, replacing Jordan Poole. I don't know what the age difference is, but 13 years, something like that, it's got to be. So they're definitely getting older. But we just recently saw the Warriors win a championship 2 seasons ago, last year. A little bit of a title hangover, a little bit of a fighting hangover. It just didn't gel. But the talent and obviously the championship know-how, it's still there with the Warriors, so I got to throw them into the mix. So yeah, I think the Heat and the Warriors are kind of a tier below, even though we had it different on our tiers in the preseason here. But I do think that there are 7 teams coming into this season that I wouldn't be surprised if they won the championship.
What I love about this as an NBA fan is it feels like this is maybe the 2nd or 3rd year in a row where it does feel like there's 5, 6, 7 teams that have a legit case to actually go all the way. Because, years ago it was 2 or 3. That list, you were really searching for like a 3rd or 4th team to try and talk yourself into if everything breaks right. But now, you're right. I mean, 6, 7 legit title contenders. The best thing about all those teams is it's a disappointing season if they're not holding the LOB at the end. So that makes it exciting. So, all right, for the most part, we're agreeing with that one. True, Zach Harper sort of has it right. Trey wants the Heat bumped up. Wants that little orange color beside them.
Yeah, it's interesting, though, because I'm like, against the other 5 teams that are ahead of them, Denver, Milwaukee, Boston, LA, and Phoenix, like you would take all of those teams, I do believe, over the Heat. But they're a team that makes moves, and they're a team that just gets better in the playoffs for whatever reason.
Next one here, contract extensions. We had more after yesterday's show, a few minor ones. Just quickly, Okongwu signed a 4-year, $62 million deal with the Hawks, an extension. Josh Green staying with the Mavs there, a 3-year deal. Cole Anthony, Magic, Aaron Nesmith, the Pacers. But probably the biggest one, or definitely the biggest one, Trey, maybe the most shocking one, the Timberwolves and Jaden McDaniels agreeing to a 5-year, $136 million contract extension. True or false, Jaden McDaniels is worth this type of money?
I'll go true because I think this will probably be true as time goes on. Nice leap last year for McDaniels. Became a top 5 defender at the wing position at the very least. I think he finished 3rd among forwards for voting. He was just barely outside of the all-defense voting. He's only 23 years old, and most importantly, he shot 39% from 3 last season after 36 and 31 his first couple of years in the league. So if McDaniels is able to shoot near 40%, even if he's like 37, a little bit above league average, he becomes a very valuable player here. $30 to $35 million per year, average annual value. That usually gets you like an all-star fringe type character, like a Julius Randle. The $25 to $30 million range that Jaden McDaniels is in here, that gets you a plus player. And I think that's what Jaden McDaniels is going to be. Maybe he makes an all-star at some point in his career. It'll be tough on the team he's on right now, just because he's at best like their third guy from a reputation standpoint. But he's well known on the defensive end and gives you enough offensively if he's hitting threes. If he turns back into a 31% three-point shooter, this deal looks a little worse, but I've got some faith in him. He's a really nice player.
Yeah, I lean towards true with this one as well. My question is he already one of the best 3-and-D players in the NBA? Defensively, no doubt. You said it. He's already one of the best wing defenders. He was in the running for all defensive honors even last year, and he's so young. I assume he's going to be making a lot of those teams. But the 3 part of it is fascinating. You said 39.8% last season. That was a huge improvement from the 2 seasons prior. So yeah, it sounds like he's a 3-and-D guy. But on the other hand, pretty low volume shooting from the 3-point line. 3.4 attempts per game in today's game, that's quite low. So you want to see that go up and the efficiency obviously flirt around 37, 38%, then absolutely. But this is fascinating. The Timberwolves agreed to a max rookie contract extension with Anthony Edwards earlier in the offseason. Gobert and Towns are both on supermax deals. Naz Reid got paid, 3 years, $42 million as sort of a backup center. And now you have this extension here with McDaniels. The Wolves are going to be a luxury tax team for like the first time in 20 years. I mean, new ownership coming in helps with that. But do they have a team here? We'll find out here in the season. But that you feel comfortable being a luxury tax team, paying all that money to these guys. If they're the 7th or 8th seed, no, you don't probably.
I mean, a great season for the Timberwolves would be finishing in the top 4.
Huge.
Hosting a playoff series, and even that is kind of a low bar for a team that's going to be in the top 10 in payroll. That's a second apron team. So that was one of my big takeaways from here, is that Karl Anthony Towns is heavily on the market because it just doesn't make sense to have 4 players in Gobert, Cat, Naz Reid, and McDaniels all in your front court. You can't pay all those guys that money and then have a supermax for Anthony Edwards as well. So it's like, it would be awesome if Jaden McDaniels shoots more than 3 threes a game, but the shots just aren't there. Cat shoots a ton. Edwards shoots a ton. McDaniels is a role player. So I think we'll see how this season goes for Minnesota. The pairing of Gobert and Cat should be a little bit better this season since they're coming in with a full camp rather than Towns missing time at the beginning of last season. But it feels like the days are numbered for Karl in Minnesota. Yeah,
that probably is right. It's also smart play by McDaniel's agents, I guess, to wait and see what Devin Vassell got with his contract extension. According to John Krasinski at The Athletic, this negotiation between McDaniels and the Wolves, it went back and forth, and they started these discussions in July, but the parameters of the deal changed drastically when the Spurs signed Devin Vassell to that 5-year, $135 million deal, and maybe then they're like, hey, he's a different player. He's better defensively than Vassell is. I mean, he's a better offensive player, but he's in the ballpark, similar age and all that, and you see the growth, and he's a huge locker room guy as well. So, I mean, it was a shocking number, I'll admit. I was like, whoa, he's a good player. But, man, they got a lot of guys on those max deals now. Big money there.
Exactly, but he's also young and at a position that people are going to be interested in as time goes on.
Yes.
So a tradable contract down the road if that's the case. But, basically the same deal as Devin Vassell, the same deal structure as Mikal Bridges, but he signed on the previous cap, so it's a little bit less money, but same percentages. And if it's like between Mikal Bridges, McDaniels, and Vassell, I'm definitely taking Bridges first.
Yes.
Over either of those two guys. And then it's probably a toss-up between McDaniels and Vassell. We've seen McDaniels in a better situation, I think. just because the Timberwolves are trying to win, whereas Vassell is kind of getting his first chance now. So we'll see at the end of the season, but I probably would lean Vassell. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a toss-up.
Toss it.
All right, final one here in True or False. According to Front Office Sports, Amazon is eyeing an NBA game package for Tuesday or Thursday nights. The goal is to create the NBA version of Thursday Night Football, which currently streams on the e-commerce giant. The NBA is seeking an estimated $50 billion, yes, that's with a B, to $75 billion for its next cycle here of long-term media rights. So my true or false question. True or false, the NBA and Amazon are headed towards a $1 billion streaming partnership here. I guess what I'm getting at is, do you think Amazon will be included in this next television/streaming deal?
You telling me Jeff Bezos is going Dr. Evil mode? I offer you $1 billion.
Yes, as he pets his cat.
Bald head and everything.
Yeah.
This is obviously true.
Yep.
Live sports is very valuable, and if you read some of the press around this next deal that the NBA is looking for, there are a lot of people interested, not just Amazon, but Apple in the mix as well. Maybe NBC tries to get in the streaming game. The NBA is quite aware that there are fewer and fewer people watching over TV, linear TV, so streaming, you got to get in now, but it's even more important for the future when the kids who have grown up never having a cable subscription are paying the bills, So you got to get in. I think there are about 900 games that haven't been sold to ESPN or to Turner, so you can have 2 a week that are on Amazon's Fire Stick or whatever it is.
Yeah. The league is still, of course, negotiating with their incumbent media rights partners, Walt Disney's ESPN and then Warner Brothers Discovery's Sports TNT. They're still going to be a part of this, I believe, going forward. But yeah, why won't they carve out a piece of these games, a night even, be it, I don't think it'll be Thursday night. That would be a little strange unless TNT is moving off of that. But yeah, like a Tuesday night. Why wouldn't that be like the marquee night, or they try and make it a marquee night? Are those potential in-season tournament games nights?
What? It's Tuesdays and Fridays, right?
I believe it is. Like, I mean, I'm saying it with a smirk on my face, but you could see why the NBA would love that, of course. Like, to make those games a little more marquee. Maybe they're on Amazon, or be it Apple, or hell, I don't know, Google, Netflix. We'll see, because I think this deal, it's going to be like 3 to 5 media partners. I don't think it's going to be just obviously the two media giants. It's going to be some of these streaming guys as well.
Streamers are getting in the mix, and you're right that Amazon hosted the WNBA Commissioner Cup. I know at least the finals was exclusively on Amazon, so there's a relationship there already, and they're doing, that's their in-season tournament, so no difference. That could definitely be where it lives. I think that the NBA, though, would be a little hesitant to do that right away, because then, a lot of people have Amazon Prime. A lot of people do have Fire Sticks. You can go watch Thursday Night Football at a bar. I don't know how they have that set up, but you can do it through Amazon. But also, would they want to have all of these in-season tournaments, which they're trying to blow up as a big deal, put in an exclusive site that not everybody has, even though a lot of people do? I don't know about that, but it makes sense. Considering the previous relationships.
Yeah, within this Front Office Sports article, their sources say the NBA is intrigued by Amazon's ability to draw an audience 7 years younger than the NFL's legacy TV partners. They were talking about the idea that these football games on Amazon are drawing a much younger audience than they are on normal television, which makes sense because these are the people that are leaning into it. You just hope, whatever this deal is, you wonder how confusing it's going to be. Like, already with football, it's like, where is the game? Who's got it? Do I have that subscription? Whatever. Are we going to be going there with the NBA? Probably. If what I'm saying is going to happen here, there's going to be like 3, 4, 5 spots, and you're going to have to figure out where the games are.
Yeah, it's going to be confusing. I was out this weekend, and I had a buddy who was super excited that Max was going to be streaming NBA games. I was like, oh, yeah. I forgot Max is streaming national games. So that's another way that people can watch.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them, but man, it gets confusing. And one thing I'm sure that the companies love, the corporations love, is you watch a lot more commercials with streaming. Because you're like, this is a hassle. I'm watching Monday Night Football, and I got to flip over to the Fox Sports app to try and watch Game 7. Nah, I'll just sit and watch through this stupid ad.
That's a great point.
So frustrating to flip between apps. It's not as easy as flipping between channels.
Yeah, it's like we got you here on YouTube. Because we got to take a break. You better not go anywhere. You know how difficult it is to come back and find where we are in the
Can't
spot.
switch streams that fast.
No. So, yeah, play along with those true or false questions and let us know here in the stream team as you guys are, or in the YouTube comments, or tweet at us at No Dunks Inc. We're going to take our first break, and when we come back, we're going to play Pick Your Poison with these new NBA City Edition jerseys. Don't go anywhere.
All right, JD, gonna need your hand with this ad read. Selling a little or a lot? Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. That was a freestyle cha-ching.
Yeah, but that was good.
That was a freestyle cha-ching. I thought it felt right. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage? Shopify's there to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or sensational shirts, Shopify helps you sell everywhere. From their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system, wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout. 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. And you can sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. Is AI magic? Really makes you think. Any significant technology is just like magic, they say. No matter how big you want to grow, Shopify gives you everything you need to take control and take your business to the next level. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the US and is the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Plus, Shopify's award-winning help is there to support your success every step of the way, because businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/nodunks, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/nodunks, all lowercase. Now, to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/nodunks.
All right, welcome back from Fox. Thanks for coming back. We really appreciate it. Again, shout out to the stream team. Take a second, hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe here, because we got a lot of basketball coming up starting tonight with the doubleheader there on TNT. But we are actually stealing a segment from our good friend Matty O at Is This Good? It's time for Pick Your Poison. Yeah, that's right. We're taking it.
I didn't know we had the rights to this intro.
I'm not sure we do. We might be sued by Matty O later today. Yeah, Pick Your Poison. It's a staple on the Is This Good podcast, which I highly recommend you go check out. It's got its own YouTube feed. They just had Cartnark on, a guy that goes around telling people to return their shopping carts to the correct spot, and he gets into fights with them. It's actually very funny, and they had him on, and it was an enlightening interview. I gotta say, he was a fascinating guy. Anyway, one of the segments, Pick Your Poison, you're presented a couple things, and you got to pick the best of the worst. And hey, we thought it would be perfect for these new NBA City Edition jerseys. And instead of showing you all 30 at once, we have broken them down into divisions. Let's start with the Atlantic Division. Here are the new NBA City jerseys. We got Boston, we got the Nets with a funky little font there. The Knicks, you need 3D glasses for those. The Sixers with the City of Brotherly Love. There's a lot of text there. And then Toronto with the sort of baby poo gold. Shout out to the boy. So we're picking our poison here, Trey. What's the best of the worst when it comes to the Atlantic Division?
Oh, I love this, Skeets. We used to do this every night in college. We would have bunk talk, all the boys hanging in the bunks.
Yeah.
We would either do street cred rankings, which is like the coolest things you did that week to see where you ranked compared to everybody else.
Okay.
An early progenitor of the Riz rankings.
Yes.
Or other nights we would do Pick Your Poison, where we would literally just for hours come up with terrible scenarios.
Right.
To see how it pays off. There was always a secret option, Hemlock, in case you wanted to take the Socrates route out of things.
Okay.
Maybe you've seen a lot of Hemlock on this one. For me, in the Atlantic Division, I think I like the Knicks the best. I don't know why. The double vision thing is pretty weird.
Yeah.
With the white New York on top of the orange New York. It's very 90s inspired, I think, with the black side panels that they wore during the Ewing years. I think there's pinstripes on this as well, like a pretty faint pinstripe.
Yep.
But I'm just comparing it to the others.
Yeah, so you're saying it's the least offensive. It feels like the most like the Knicks' normal jersey.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, I'm torn between the Knicks and Boston as the best of the worst here. I mean, no thank you to the Nets one. I know that's
Cause.
That's Cause of the artist of that one. The City of Brotherly Love. Oh my God, that's a bad jersey.
That one's pretty bad. Their one last year was cool, like the white one that was very similar, but the fonts are just off on this one. I like Boston's too. The general design I think is all right, but there's wood paneling on the side.
You don't like the wood? Yeah.
People are gonna call these the Woodies.
Okay.
They wearing the Woodies tonight? Last year it was diamond armpits.
And
this year it's the Woodies.
And Toronto's, yeah, sure. I mean, sort of throwback to their zigzag pinstripes from the OG Raptors uniforms, but I just something about the color. It's not. I don't. It doesn't sit right with me.
I'm just hoping they're not shiny.
Yeah, I don't think they are.
Yeah, as long as it's like a matte gold, it might be less offensive.
Okay, so I'm going Boston. You're going the Knicks.
Yeah, I'll go Knicks.
As the best of the worst. Okay, let's move it to the Central Division. We got Chicago mailing it in, just putting Chicago vertically down the side of their jersey. Cleveland going with the land here, these maroon-colored jerseys. So there's a little drip there on the 5 of the 4-5 of Donovan Mitchell's number.
Yeah, why is that dripping?
I don't know why that's dripping. Detroit.
Gotta get your 5 checked.
Going with the Bad Boys like font on theirs. The Indiana Pacers out of nowhere with the graffiti style down the sides and the font sort of, I guess, graffiti-like if you want to call it that. And then Milwaukee with some more blue joints. You got the green trim there. There's a cool sort of pattern on that one as well. Anyway, pick your poison. What's the best of the worst in the Central?
I think the least offensive is probably Detroit's. Like, it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
And the script is like modeled off their 80s, early 90s warm-ups, the Dennis Rodman warm-ups.
Right.
I love the skull and crossbones
That's cool.
logo on the side.
Yeah.
That's sweet. I can't believe I'm going to pick this, Skeets, but I think my favorite of this bunch is the Indiana Pacers. It's so ridiculous. It literally looks like somebody drew the zeros of the number for Benedict Mathurin. Looks like somebody drew it on MS Paint.
Yeah.
As does the Indy, to be quite honest. It looks so weird that you can't believe it's real. It looks like somebody put one in as a joke, like, haha, I made this one on my 1995 Acer computer and slipped it in.
It's I believe the Pacers were one of the last leaks here too, so it does feel like 29 of these City Edition jerseys were done, and they were like emailing Indiana like, "Where's yours? You haven't sent it in yet." And like some temp was like, "Oh shit, we forgot to do that." And he's like, and then here you go, enjoy this.
It's crazy.
I'm picking between Detroit and I don't mind Milwaukee's.
Yeah,
even though it feels like it's almost should be Minnesota's with the colorways, but those are two of my favorites here. The land is, I mean, it's not offensive. It's similar to the ones they had that were white.
Yeah.
It's hard to read the land, though.
Yeah. What do you think about your Bulls here?
Not impressed.
No, this is...
I will not be wearing one of these ones, I don't think.
Okay. So, it sounds you're going wild card Indiana.
I'm going wild card. It's so ridiculous.
It's very ridiculous. Yeah. And I'm going to ultimately pick Detroit. But I don't mind Milwaukee's. Okay, Southeast Division. Atlanta with the Times New Roman ATL and some blue. We got Buzz City with the teal Hornets there. Heat Culture. We've talked about this one already a lot. Talked with Alex Wong about it. He's not a fan. Orlando going with interesting color here, but they got the star replacing that middle A. That's sort of something they've done before. And then Washington Wizards with the District of Columbia, and just so much going on this jersey, and the colors out of I don't know. Pick your poison, TK. This one
might be a Hemlock, Skeets.
Wow, you don't think there's any good ones?
Good? Well, I don't know. Buzz City is okay to me. The teal plus the mint is kind of a weird combination, but I think that one's fine. Orlando Magic, it looks like a Dallas Cowboys jersey to me.
Yeah.
The navy blue, obviously they brought back the star, but it's silver. So it gives Cowboy vibes.
Totally.
I can't pick ATL, Heat Culture,
That is-
or the Freddy Krueger District of Columbia jersey.
Yeah,
What's going on?
The District of Columbia Wizards jersey looks like, to me, remember there was rumors that, I guess it was New Jersey, were going to name their team the Swamp Dragons? That's what I picture a Swamp Dragon jersey would look like, sort
Yeah.
of. Like the colors and all that. So it's not that one. I think I picked Buzz City.
Yeah, I'll go in on Buzz City as well.
Yeah.
What is? I mean, I haven't looked into it because I'm not that crazy, Skeets. But what is supposed to be the references for District of Columbia?
I don't know.
At first, I was like, is it because of the Statue of Liberty turning from copper to that greenish color? And then I was like, oh wait, that's in a completely different state and location in the United States. I have no idea.
Yeah,
Is it about pennies?
Somebody said it's a Washington Post reference? What?
Yeah,
Is
okay.
that Ben Gulliver on the back?
That's why it looks like a Blazers jersey a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, make a jersey out of Lego, and then we're talking. Shout out to Ben. All right, so yeah, we're going Buzz City.
Yeah, Buzz
I don't
City.
mind the Orlando one, but now that you've said they look like Cowboys jerseys, I can't stop thinking
Yeah,
about
that's a Dak Prescott jersey.
That's right. Okay, let's go to the West then. The Northwest Division. The Denver Numbers there with the 5280. That's a Nuggets jersey, guys. The Minnesota Timberwolves with their Lake Joints. OKC. You can't really see it there in the image we have, but there's a lot of like sort of, I don't know. Are they? I don't even know how to describe it. Photos, I guess, or like designs, I guess I should say, in the black, like within the black.
Yep.
It's not really popping right now for me. Rip City with some plaid there for the Blazers, and then Utah Jazz, purple mountain joints.
Yep.
Pick your poison.
Well, we've talked about the Timberwolves ones a lot. They're still good. And when
Yeah.
you see them compared to the other 31s, you're like, okay, that might be the best one here. I think the Jazz is awesome. Looks great. They're kind
I
of
agree.
cheating. Basically going with a throwback design, but updating it
Yep.
for currently. But I think those look incredible. But if you're talking about the three, the Nuggets, the Thunder, and the Rip City, I mean, I guess, I don't know. If you gotta choose between those ones, I'm leaning towards Portland because it's got shoulder plaids on the back, which is a funny joke for us, but I don't know. I don't know if you can choose between those three.
Yeah, my buddy Grish, your buddy Grish, our buddy Grish, he likes to tell us that he invented shoulder plaids. And I think he might have. This is years ago. This is over a decade ago, maybe 2 decades at this point. He, for some reason, thought it would be cool, I guess, to get his mom to stitch plaid on the shoulders of his t-shirts.
Yeah.
And he created shoulder plaids, and he tried to make it a look. He had our friend Paul as one of the models, and there was a short window where these were being worn. They wore it to a summer league show that we had in Vegas. I think they
Great
got on
promo.
camera. Yeah, they were showing off the shoulder
Totally.
plaids.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, they were pointing at it. Peak Attractors was there. Anyway, so we sent this to Grish, and he was ecstatic. People were wondering if he was getting a percentage
He's like, "About
from
time."
the Rip City sales. Because, yeah, you can't see it right here on the front, but on the back there, you see that little red bleeding through. They're shoulder plaids on a jersey.
Yeah.
So for that reason alone, I got to take it. Like, I can't believe the day has come that Grish created a fashion
Get him a
statement here.
Scoot Henderson.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, he'd love it. No, you're right though. It's the Wolves and the Jazz, and these Nuggets won. Right? These are just insane. These are the defending NBA champions. They're gonna be forced to wear this hunk of shit. 5280. Flip it upside down. 0852. Did I have that right? Yeah. That's right.
yeah.
0825.
Oh, damn it.
No, you're right. 5-2 because it would be upside down. My
Yes,
bad.
yes, yes. Brutal stuff. What are they doing?
I would almost get that as like if I could get a custom jersey number 13 Kirby, because then it would have my basketball number, my football number, and Brad Miller's number on it. So good for me. Maybe good for you as well, because it looks like a runner's bib.
That's what a lot
stitched
of
onto the
people
front of a
send me.
jersey.
Yeah, running the New York Marathon there
Yeah.
in that one. Is there a Denver Marathon? For sure. I think I probably have run with a 5280 on my chest before.
Wow, that's a Denver Marathon. It would be at altitude.
Ooh,
Tough,
oh, yeah.
but it could all be downhill on mountains, so good.
Just roll up into a ball like you're Sonic the Hedgehog and go down. Okay, so yeah, we like the Wolves, we like the Jazz, and yeah, we got some love for Rip City and their weird plaid shoulders. Okay, the Pacific Division. San Francisco going uphill. Speaking of hills,
Wavy.
yeah, it is wavy. It almost looks like an error, but it's not. The Clips with a pretty generic looking jersey here. Got the little basketball on the eye. The Los Angeles Lakers, I guess they're paying homage to an old jersey. Weird triangle sort of format there with the Los Angeles. We got the Spanish Valley joints for the Suns, which I have compared to Taco Bell,
Yes.
the colors there. And then the Kings, again, paying homage to an old jersey, the Rochester Royals, I believe, with that look, with the Kings sort of down the side. So pick your poison.
Suns is awesome. It looks great. I think it'll look really cool on court.
Yeah.
Will they wear it tonight? Probably not.
Probably not.
Not for a season opener, but that'll look cool because they always do a really good job, I feel like, with having their court match these weird jerseys. So I think that'll look sweet. The Kings is pretty good to me. We've seen them wear something similar for a lot of these, throwing it back to the Royals days. But my favorite of the bunch, and I don't even hate it, Skeets, I like the San Francisco Warriors. I kind of don't mind the waviness of it, and I understand the reference because when you're in San Francisco, there's hills everywhere, man. It's crazy. And I don't know, I thought theirs last year, remember they had a weird rose pattern down at the bottom of it would stick up from the shorts. Very weird look, but I did think the black and gold looked pretty solid for the Warriors. So I'm in on this one.
Those are rolling hills there, though, and I remember steep hills in San Francisco.
Oh, you wanted even more angle.
Yeah, sort of. 45-degree angle. I showed Nora these, and she immediately was like, that's a mistake, right? Like, they screwed up. Did you pick the wrong one? Like, it was an error? Because it does look so, I can't think of a jersey where it had the font, the team name.
That wiggly.
That wiggly, yeah. I mean, it's weird. I can't say I like it.
Kind of looks like that emoji where it's like, side to me.
Yeah, it's true. This is a rough bunch, but I lean towards the Suns and Kings like you. I hate these Lakers ones too. I know that, again, it's like a bit of a throwback or a nod to the past. I think that looks so stupid, the way that's designed.
The color is more the problem for me. I don't like the black for literally no reason. The design is unusual, though. It looks like an old shirt. Like an old 1950s or 60s shirt before they'd actually figured out how to arch designs.
It looks cluttered. It looks like there's so much on the front of that jersey, because there is. All right.
Lots of anglies on that one.
Yeah. All right, final one here. Southwest Division. The Dallas Mavericks with like a 70s style font, I want to call that. I don't know. We got H-Town for the Rockets with their white jerseys. Memphis going with the barcode look. They've had that design on their shorts before, I remember, so they put it up on their chest now. New Orleans going with this sort of what people are calling like a voodoo theme, I guess, instead of their normal Mardi Gras, like they're black and got some neon green there. And then San Antonio, in a way, paying homage to like
Whataburger?
the World Fair. No, not Whataburger. I think the World Fair that they had in back in the 60s or something like that. Anyway,
yeah, of course.
pick your poison when it comes to the final division here, the Southwest.
Well, this is the best division. These are fine. These are all fine.
Yeah, that might be, actually. You're right. Wow.
Yeah, congratulations on all fine. I kind of like the NOLA leaning into the voodoo look of things. It's a little underwhelming. Doesn't really go with what they're wearing at all.
That could look cool on a custom court.
I think it'll look cool.
That would look awesome.
Yeah.
Almost like a glow in the dark with that green.
Yeah.
That'd be neat.
But my favorite is the San Antonio Whataburgers. If I were to get a Victor Wembanyama jersey, it would probably be this one. I'm a sucker for orange, obviously, and them using it as an accent color is pretty smart, and you do not see brown on a jersey all that often. I do believe that's a brown word mark, right? That San Antonio looks brown to me.
Yeah, I think it's got some brown tint to it. Yeah. Who wears brown jerseys? The Padres?
Cleveland Browns.
Cleveland Browns. Good point. Yeah, let us know in the stream team. Any other teams that wear brown?
An NBA team that's worn brown? That's a tough one to think of.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think of even any old San Diego Clippers, but they didn't wear brown. No. I don't know. Any Browns out there? Okay, so you like this division the most.
Yeah, I think it's all right.
It's okay. I would pick... I would love to see those voodoo Nolas on a custom court, like I said. I think that could look cool. I don't mind the Mavs.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
That's fine.
I don't mind them. I guess maybe it looks great with the 77 there, lucky number. All right, there it is. Stream team was chiming in here on all of those going. I mean, there was a lot of, man, these all suck. Whoa, what are these? Who gave up? So let us know, though, your favorite jersey from these City Edition jerseys. A lot of them are bad. I think Worldwide Wob, did you see his thread?
Yeah.
On all 30, he was
low scores.
He had low scores on a lot of these. Even some of the ones we liked, he was crapping on. I think he liked maybe 3 in the end.
I think maybe 3 had over a 5.0
like a 5
on the 10 scale.
Yeah. So maybe you agree with Worldwide Wob. Maybe you're like us, and there are some of the bunch that you don't mind. Let us know. We got to take one more break. When we come back, tweet of the night. Don't go anywhere.
Our next partner is a pretty cool product. Let's talk about Athletic Greens, and I love that they want us to say it's cool. Makes me want to imagine that Arthur Fonzarelli was the guy that invented Athletic Greens. There it is. Hey!
It's cool.
Google him, kids. The Fonz invented it when he was experiencing a ton of gut health issues and ended up on a complicated supplement regime to recover. Now, that actually happened. The real guy who invented it, that's what happened.
Oh.
So that's how we have Athletic Greens. I created it after experiencing how difficult it was to create an optimal nutrition regime on your own. It's not just like kicking a jukebox and getting it playing. There's a lot of work involved. You got to make an elixir. And that's what it is. If you're looking for better gut health, more energy, or a stronger immune system in a really easy, natural way, you got to check out Athletic Greens. I've said it before, and I'm saying it again. I hate taking a bunch of pills and tablets. Remember when you used to call pills tablets, guys?
Oof. Yeah.
I said that this morning to Rachel, and it's like, God, you're old.
You think I'm old now? Wait till I reference the Fonz.
Oh, my God.
On a current NBA podcast.
Right?
Yeah.
A show that takes place in the 50s was produced in the 70s. Shout out to Gary Marshall. What I'm saying is, Athletic Greens, with Athletic Greens, you can get rid of all those vitamin and tablet bottles and make some room in your cabinet. You might want to make a little room in your fridge because that's where you keep the Athletic Greens. It's an all-in-one solution that actually tastes good, and you'll start really enjoying your daily vitamins. I take it every day, personally. It's the first thing I put in my belly, and I love it. Last week was very stressful for us. We had a pipe explode. We had 9 shows to do. Plus, the whole fam was hacking and coughing all around me. I picked up some bug at school. Not me, man. That Athletic Greens is like a power-up elixir, bolstering my immune system. So what is this stuff? With one delicious scoop of Athletic Greens, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help start your day off right. This special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and aging, all of the things. And right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition, especially heading into the flu and cold season. It's just one scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/nodunks. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/nodunks to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
All right, still here in the Classic Factory as we start to wrap up today's podcast. But before we go, we've got Tweet of the Night.
Tweet of the night. Wow.
Twitter.
Well, two-parter here. Two-part tweet of the night. First one comes from Slam Online. They put the Oklahoma City Thunder on the cover of Slam Magazine, coming back into the NBA season.
Tough.
Yeah. Return of the real. You got Shea on there alongside Lou Dort, Josh Giddey, Chet, and J-Dub. These guys looking very, very cool.
Very cool.
Like, if I was a 13-year-old and I saw this, I would be a Thunder fan for life.
That's true.
It's kind of like when they put the New Jersey Nets on the cover with Kerry Kittles and Keith Van Horn. I'm like, in.
Yeah.
They're going to be sick. They are going to win a championship by 2001.
The Clippers. Darius Miles.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah.
Brand.
Put some cool guys on the cover looking cool. and it pays off. But apparently there was one guy missing.
Uh-oh.
Because
Mark Daigneault?
yeah, no Daigneault on the cover. But yeah, Trey Mann, he wasn't on the cover, so he photoshopped himself in. Said the slam shoot was smooth for real. Found the blurriest picture he could.
I know. Didn't Photoshop the white part between his legs there. He's like, that's good enough.
But it was smart of him not to cover anybody, right? Like,
Yeah.
he just slotted himself in
a good
right
spot.
alongside J-Dub and right in between Shea. I thought that was very, very funny.
Oh, I like that. All right, Trey Mann making
Mann.
the cover. Yeah, you can still buy Slam Magazine, right? Like actual physical.
You can.
copies?
You can. You remember those couple of months when the Bulls were good?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 2021.
When you said they were back every day?
They were so back.
Yeah.
They were so back. They got on the cover of Slam Magazine. I went to so many bookstores trying to find a physical copy. I probably went to 5 different bookstores before I finally tracked this
got
thing
one?
down.
Wow.
Yeah. Still haven't read it, but I got it.
Okay. I guess I do have I have one after the Raptors with Kawhi won the championship.
Yep.
There was like a commemorative one, or at
Sure.
least the one that came after that. So I have that one. It's up on a shelf somewhere. Good to see. Love Slam.
Love Slam.
That was the best. I mean, you obviously read them or collected them when you were a kid.
Absolutely.
Did you have a subscription? Were
I
they
never had
coming
a
to you?
subscription. No, I
right.
was read it in the aisle at Walmart and maybe bring it home as well. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Read that trash talk.
All right, guys.
Shout out to Russ Bankson and Lang Whitaker. They did a podcast together. Those guys are legends in the Slam game.
Yeah, we got to have Russ on to talk about his book.
Yeah.
Did you get a copy of it?
I do.
Ooh,
Yep.
okay. About the, what is it? The 15
sneakers that define basketball, I believe it's called.
Yeah, it'll be fun. All right, well, we're going to call it here. We got lots of pods coming still this week, including Survivor coming up on Thursday. And I just did one this morning. Hours before jumping on here with Trey, I jumped on with Joel in Taiwan to talk about the Texas Rangers punching their ticket to the World Series.
Yeah.
Beating the Astros, pretty dominant fashion there in Game 7. We looked ahead to tonight's Game 7 between the D-backs and Phillies. You got a prediction on that one, TK? Where are you going?
Phillies.
Okay, yeah. Joel
Wait a second. It's a Game 7, right?
It's Game 7.
Home Game 7.
That's right.
I think Philly sports hasn't won a Game 7 in like 10 years or something like that.
Whoa.
All sports.
Oh, wow. Okay. A little curse of
So I'm
Philly
going
there.
Phillies.
You're going
I'm
Phillies.
sticking with the Phillies. Yeah.
Okay. And we had a blast going through some of our favorite, best, greatest, whatever you want to call it, walk-off celebrations, moments in MLB postseason history. So check out No Bunts over at the Athletic Baseball Show. It's up on YouTube, its own podcast feed. And tonight, come hang with Trey and I at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. I will add the link to the show notes. A little pregame stream on playback. We're just going to kick it. Get ready for the Lakers Nuggets. Do a lot of like Q&A with the chat over there. So come hang out. Come join our room at the least. We got over 4,000 of you in the No Dunks room. And like I said, we'll be doing some fun on Wednesday night, some League Pass action when we get a bunch of games, including all those Eastern Conference teams that Trey's waiting for. This guy's an Eastern Conference sicko.
Always have been, always will be. National League as well. NFC too.
Wow, those are your favorites.
Yep.
Interesting. I always think of the National League as a West Coast league, but it maybe isn't. I guess it's not.
It's not.
But it feels like it to me. I don't know why.
It's because you grew up near Toronto.
Dodgers.
They're an AL team, right?
Yeah. But I guess Oakland, they're an American League team, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
Seattle.
They don't really do it by...
They go coast to coast.
Yeah, they don't do it by geographical location. That's strange. Anyway, tonight, playback. Can't wait to see you. We'll be back here tomorrow morning to talk about tonight's NBA games. Oh my God. Happy NBA opening day. Thanks so much to the stream team. Thanks to all the podcast listeners. We'll see you later. Till then, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, Skeets, we didn't make finals picks.
Okay, who you got?
Bucks over Nuggets.
I will go Suns over Bucks. Brace the day, people.